wonderful breakfast spread. I'll show this a little bit more. All right, we've got Tweety Bird and Arrowhead.
Hello.
And they're going to go venture out.
Yeah.
All right,
what'd
you think
today?
of Tweety Bird? What'd you think of breakfast?
It was delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arrowhead, what'd you think?
It's good breakfast.
What did you tell
Good
me?
hiker food.
What did you tell me you normally like to pack out?
What is it?
What do you like to normally pack out? What kind of cherries?
Oh, Rainier cherries?
Rainier cherries.
Yeah,
This-
those are my favorite.
This
He's
man
honking.
knows his cherries.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we will see you out there on the trail.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, what's your name, sir?
Chuck,
And where are you from, Chuck?
Arizona.
Arizona. We've seen each other the last 3 days, haven't we?
Indeed, we
And
have.
have you gotten wet the last 3 days?
Soaking wet to the bone.
What's the highlight of the last 3 days for you?
Well, finally finishing up and getting the cold, wet clothes off.
Yeah, I hear you.
But it was a delightful trip
I hear
through
you.
the Green Tunnel.
All right, now, Rich,
Yes,
you guys, this is, what's your name, sir?
my name's Rich.
Okay.
I'm from Arizona also.
All right, now you told me that you all have hiked another trail, a famous one in Europe, parts of it, correct?
Yes,
And-
Tour de Mont Blanc.
Which one?
The Tour de Mont Blanc.
Tour de Mont Blanc. Tell us the highlight of that for you.
Oh my,
Food.
yeah, probably. Well said. Yeah, the food and the drink.
Yeah.
is really good.
Scenery.
Meeting people from all over
Nice.
the world. Yeah.
We have quite a spread here today, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. And now, Donna,
Yes.
didn't you do something in Spain?
We did.
What did you do in Spain?
Camino de Santiago.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Oh, parts, small parts.
That's all
small
right.
parts,
Give us
yeah.
a highlight of that.
Oh yeah. I think meeting people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Food, drink, getting done, finishing.
You know, it's interesting. I asked people what surprises them about this trail, the Appalachian Trail, and the answer is the people.
It is
100% of the
absolutely.
time.
Absolutely.
So, all right. Well, the three of
Thank
you
you.
have been good sports,
Yeah.
putting up with me the last 3 days,
Travel
and
well.
I
It's a
appreciate
pleasure.
it.
A pleasure.
All right. Hillary doesn't want to be on the camera, but she just said something brilliant to me. And what was that, Hillary?
Well, Chris was telling me that you can't do it alone.
It's not Chris. It's Bone Spur,
Oh.
the Chappalachian.
I'm sorry. There it is. Whatever his name is. Arose by any name, right? And I said that one of the things Confucius said that I liked is that the learning of the self-taught is ponderous and one-sided, whereas the learning that happens in company is lighthearted and many-sided. And so that was what I said.
That's
and
beautiful.
I think it's true because I have that ponderousness myself, and I know that real healing happens when you allow yourself to open up and let the lightheartedness of others enter those dark places in your soul and your spirit and dissolve what's there.
Amen. I will be stealing that, guaranteed. And that goes along with, it's a Swedish proverb actually, is that shared sorrow is half sorrow, shared joy is double joy.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're not meant to be alone.
But also that transformative thing. It does, the Holy Spirit does and can reach you when you're alone. For me, it's like more in nature that happens. But your thinking patterns and everything, somehow your brain stays the same. Even if your heart changes, your brain stays the same. And it's all, you almost need that interactive environment of others that support you and change those patterns of how you think and how you live and what you're doing every day in order for you to actually live into that transformation that you feel in your heart sometimes. You might get a vision of it or a glimpse of a toehold of that place of healing. But unless you have a community to support you, you lose it again very easily.
And this is what the trail provides. As we've heard from people, when I ask, what surprises you most, so it's the people and the connection. So, which is wonderful for a codependent like Bone Spur the Chappalachian. Yeah, the connection, the affirmation, and the validation of others, as well as the support, help, insight, wisdom of others. Hillary, God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
and I didn't put you on the camera.
I appreciate that.
This is my buddy Paul. He lives in New Hampshire. He said I can drink water out of his hose when I get up there.
Right.
Now, we were just talking about the various museums. What museum did you just mention?
The clock.
The clock.
The clock.
But he said, that's the clock up the street. And so I thought, I envisioned a big clock. And so here's Althea. How do you say it, Althea? Clark. Clark. See, she's...
C-L-A-R-K.
All right, so try it again, Paul.
Clock.
Clock. He still says clock. Oh, well, that's all right.
Good as it's gonna get.
Tell me this. Tell me what you just told me about being on top of Mount Washington in a weather event.
Oh, the winter of, I forget what it was. We were up there in February, 130-mile-an-hour winds. Fire alarm went off. Ceiling tiles flapping in their grids. Quite a night. It sounds like a freight train.
The next question is, why were you there?
Volunteering.
Ah, okay.
Volunteer cook.
At the observatory,
At
correct?
the Mount Washington Observatory. And I've been taking continuous weather observations every half hour for like 100 years.
All right.
Yeah.
So if you've been in weather like that, is there really any reason for me to be worried today?
No, but I never hike in the rain. It's just terrible.
Doctor, you got to help me. My codependence is really kicking in, and my need for approval and my need for validation and my need for connection is really off the charts. What should I do?
Just stop it! Just stop it!
All right, kids, once again, in the No Brains, No Headache department, here I go out to hike in the rainstorm. Elsa's not here yet. She's expected sometime. And so going out to County Road, going to just slackpack 7 miles back to Williamstown. And I'm with David Arkinson. Is that how you say your name? Ackerson. David Ackerson, hiker of 1,923 miles so far of the Appalachian Trail, and shuttler to the stars. So, what am I in for today, Dave?
Today you're in for Seth Warner Shelter, which is a quick stop, not too far from the highway. You're in for some nice, mostly downhill or level all the way. There is a wet weather detour that you might want to consider because you got marble up on top with water on it. That could be a little sketchy. Just coming up here on the right, you'll see where the Appalachian Trail crosses, and there's a pedestrian bridge on your right there by the telephone pole.
I see it. That'll be my friend later today.
And there it is. That will take in Route 2's right on the other side of the river and the railroad tracks. You're going to come out of this driveway here on the left, right here by the tiger lilies.
All right.
That one, you're going to come down through that.
Oh, those are tiger lilies. I was wondering what those were called.
Yep.
Okay, I just called them daylilies.
They could be daylilies also.
So, all right. And so, I have another question. How do you walk on this slick mud going downhill without slipping?
Use your poles.
All right, that's what I'm going to do.
Use your poles a lot.
How long you been doing the shuttle game?
About 15 years.
Wow. Excellent. Anything new ever happened? Any surprises?
No, I've had some non-trail hikers who I've shuttled. Mostly people. My online presence mentions Albany Airport, and I think people have looked for shuttles from Albany. I had a woman one day who had more gold. Her gold jewelry was probably worth more than my car was.
Yeah.
She was going to a board meeting over of some nonprofit over in Manchester.
Yeah.
That was an interesting one.
Did she give you a nice tip?
I don't recall.
Yeah, but it's those people. They're not the good tippers.
Not typically.
Yeah.
I don't want to stereotype, but yeah.
Yeah. All right, Dave. Thanks a lot. Here's Dave. Dave, I've got a question. Is the trail a stream or is the stream a trail?
Yes.
Very good. Excellent answer. All right, let me ask you here. Is the road a stream or is the stream the road?
I think the road is a stream.
Okay.
I think this is definitely a road being a stream.
But this is, yes. That's a very good answer. That's a good Methodist pastor answer, by the way. Somebody asks you a question, you say yes. Or what do you think? All right, kids, here we are. on trail, slackpack day, Sobo. Don't really expect to see anybody because the weather is miserable. Got my umbrella, got clean clothes. That's going to change. Got Shuttler Dave drove me up here. It's a hairy drive, road washed out in a couple areas. He's going to take a different route home. And so yeah, and the hurricane hasn't even made it. Elsa is still south of us. I'm going to do 7 miles here, go back to town, and get cleaned up tonight, and then hopefully we'll be able to make it back up here tomorrow so I can do 7 or 11 miles into Bennington. So we'll see you down the trail. Hey kids, I'm in Vermont. Haven't been to Vermont in 40 years. It's kind of stopped raining too, which is good. The only thing to say is yes. Just yes. You know the question. It's on Jeopardy. The answer is, or how about this? Both spur sayings for 1,000, Alex. The answer is yes. What is the stream a trail or is the trail a stream? That's right. This really is unbelievable. I mean, the whole trail's like this. Glad I'm slack backing. Glad I'm going downhill. Glad I'm only going 7 miles. This is going to be, I hope there's no big crossings. He assured me there's not, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I got to just walk through this. Crazy. Crazy. I mean, this really is nuts. I mean, look at how deep it is. Look at my ankles. I mean, there's nowhere else to walk. Welcome to the Appalachian, quote-unquote, trail. Oh, look, good. Some boards to slip on. This is getting a little more serious here now. This is the trail. There's also the stream going over the trail. And, all right, let me keep 4 points of contact. Yummy. So this is fun now. The mud's real deep now too. Before, when the water was flowing, it almost seemed like it was pushing the mud away and, kind of exposing rocks. But now, this wasn't so bad. But sometimes the mud is deeper than the water. So that's fun. I just met Tom and Lisa, and they're from Maine, and they go to Brunswick United Methodist Church. And I just wanted to record this so I remember their names because I'll probably be seeing them. Now they're hiking the Long Trail, the Vermont Long Trail, VLT. And that runs concurrently with the Appalachian Trail for quite a while. And then they separate. And I think it goes clear up to Canada, I believe. And so through Vermont. And so they just started in Williamstown, and they're going north, and Bonesboro's going south today. So it's good. I got to talk to somebody. So Tom and Lisa, I wouldn't be surprised if I see them over the next couple of days as I turn around and go north again. So they're doing this as a warm-up hike for doing the AT in the future. So the Vermont Long Trail. So that's a muddy mess, I bet, the whole way. But it's lovely, just lovely. All right, more later, more downstream. Is this the Everglades? Look at how deep the mud is here. Look at my foot. Oop, it's stuck. Let's try again. Yeah. Is this the Everglades? Yes. Is this a lake? Yes. Is this a trail? Yes. Is this a stream? Yes. Is this the ocean? Yes. Is this my toilet overflowing? Yes. I'm hiking upstream. This isn't even so bad. Most water sources don't run this good. Is the trail a waterfall? Yes. All right, shin deep here. This would be a great place to raise a family of mosquitoes. Or maybe a whole village of them. Apparently this is the 1600 mile mark for the northbounders. So congratulations, northbounders who have reached this point. Oh, this means it's 575 miles for the Bone Spur of the Appalachian. So, yeah, fun. It hasn't rained in a couple hours now, and I still have my umbrella up. I probably should take it down, but I think what is preventing it from raining is the fact that my umbrella is up. So I'm going to leave it up. Okay, this is appropriate. This is the long trail sign. This is the start of it. And then this is the trail. Look at my feet in the mud. My shoe might come off. That's kind of a mess. Anyhow, the long trail runs concurrently with the Appalachian Trail. But I shouldn't say concurrently because Bone Spur has a 3-syllable limit. So it runs together with the Appalachian Trail. Okay, stream crossing. Before today, it would be, oh, let's see if we can balance ourselves on this tree trunk or this log or something to get across. Today, it's like this. That's the way Bone Spur of the Appalachian does it in Vermont. Look out. Look out, a dry place. Walking through all this water today and mud and what have you gave me a flashback to since 7th grade at Vestal Central Junior High School. And I don't know if it was, I thought it was my social studies teacher, but maybe it was the earth science or one of those teachers took us to a field trip out to Coconut Creek. And we had to walk through the creek and take specimens of this and that. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that day, or I forgot or something, that we were going to do that. And so I was wearing my brand spanking new, not just Converse All-Stars, but some kind of plus version of Converse All-Stars. They were orange, and they were suede, and they were my prized possession. And so when we got out there, I did not want to walk through the mud. and I did not want to walk through the water. And so the teacher took me back to the bus along with somebody else who didn't want to. And I don't recall exactly what was said, but I do recall a shame voice being in my head. And it might have been my own voice, but I do remember the teacher using shaming language. But I don't remember exactly what it was. But I carried that with me for a long time. And yeah, I am a wimp. And yeah, I can't do outdoors. And yeah, I need to man up or whatever. And I carried that with me for a long time. But I'm here to tell you this, and listen to me. Whatever that shame voice is in your head, it's a lie. It's a lie. And in fact, the opposite is true, right? If somebody says you're a wimp, no, that's not true. You are capable of amazing things because you are a child of God. You have validation because you are a child of God, capable of amazing things. So lots of times that shame voice that comes at you from somebody else is actually their own shame, and they're acting shamelessly and putting it on you. So don't believe it. So the opposite is true. You are capable of amazing things. You are not what that shame voice says. And I'm living proof, as here I am in my $149 Topos, which are no longer my prized possession, but significantly more than what those Converses were. And yeah. How about that? All right, got to the top, and now I'm going down, and here comes the rain. So let it rain, open the floodgates of heaven, let it rain. That was a Bone Spur, the Appalachian, old school praise and worship moment. Yeah, here I am just chilling after a fall. Yeah. So it goes. I was thinking as I was falling, right before I was falling, I was thinking, and it's everybody's in unanimous agreement that I should not go down this rock cliff today. It's too slippery, and there's a Blue Blaze rough weather trail that just avoids it. They all said that even coming up it, that they wish they hadn't. And so Philly Cheesesteak said that. These three guys, they're just going to Bennington, just said that. A couple Long Trail people said that. And I was thinking that, okay, yeah, so I don't want to slip on that marble. And then I just slipped on whatever rock this is. So maybe that's marble, I don't know. Anyhow, nothing got hurt. I'm a little dirtier. And yeah, everything's fine. All right, the lesson being, think about the rock you're on now, not the rock you're going to be avoiding in 10 minutes. That's the Bone Spur Appalachian Trail lesson for the day. They can call this the bad weather trail if they want, but man, they should call it the nice view trail. Beautiful. Beautiful. It's probably Greylock there, I would imagine, or somewhere. Maybe over that way. Wow. Super nice. Glad I came this way because the other trail is down below all this. So yeah, I think I saw in Gut Hooks where this trail has the better view. All right, glad I'm doing this. Blue Blaze. Probably, normally just a little meandering creek. A raging torrent. This is just incredible. And it's really slick here, so I gotta be careful, but this is literally right on the trail here. Incredible. That was literally the most incredible stream hike I've ever been on. Maybe the most incredible hike I've ever been on. That went for hundreds of feet, vertical feet downtown. It went on for, I mean, a mile or two. I mean, it was incredible. And so here's where it ends up. Now, apparently this is the town's, how they regulate the water supply. I mean, it was naturally flowing until that point right there. I mean, that was just awesome. I've never seen anything like it. Beautiful. Back into Williamstown. All right, kids, that'll do it for today. And I'm in Williamstown, Massachusetts. This is about as New England as you can be. Right over there is Vermont. And I started here this morning, breakfast at the Willows Motel. Had great conversation with people. Did a little Appalachianing. It was terrific. Then shuttle driver took me out into the middle of the maelstrom, the middle of the storm, and where the question was answered, is it a trail or a stream? And the answer is yes. It was all of the above and then some. Boy, did I get rained on, and I got the full dose of Vermont. So I started in Vermont, walked back into Massachusetts doing a southbound slackpack, and it was wet and wild. Then, on the way down, I had the most amazing hike I think I've ever had. The little stream that was running across running next to the trail, which I believe is probably usually a little stream, it was a raging torrent. It was as if it was the Colorado River in, what's that place called? The Grand Canyon, after a monsoon. I mean, it was crazy. But it was beautiful, incredible. So I'm going to have a lot of footage of that, I'm sure I had in the video. So anyhow, that's it. Back to the Willow. Get up tomorrow. Shuttle driver's going to take me back to where I started, and I'm going to go north to Bennington. So we're on the way northbound with the Appalachian Bone Spur. Now, may your eyes be filled with wonders. May your heart be full of joy. And may your footsteps be firm as you walk with God. Amen.